happy when it comes to mental, physical. I mean, you only got to come to a race and realise that everyone's running, everyone's riding and swimming at about the same times. There's not much difference. It all comes down to, in the end of the day, how you mentally prepare. I mean, it's been no secret that my attitude's changed a little bit about races. You know, I haven't been off the podium in the last few races that I've done, so I'm ecstatic with that sort of record. But it's a genuine belief now that I can come and try and perform to an ability that is at the top level, or at least on that way. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I'm absolutely trying my best.
Podium World Cups, when you were racing Conti Cups, that's a step.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year winning the Conti Cup, I mean, this year coming for the World Cup and getting a podium, I mean, I wouldn't have picked it last year, and I wouldn't have picked the start that I've had this year. I mean, I had goals heading into it. Fair to say I've done those, but it's still not finished with San Diego to come up. But no, I couldn't be happier with the way that my performance graph's going at the moment.
Noosa helps you get a few of those starts. Like,
yeah.
Can you even fathom what the alternative would have been if you hadn't done so well?
Well, it doesn't get me the ITU starts as much. It gets me the money in the pocket, which is confidence to know that you know, I'm not scrounging for $1 to get here, and I'm not scrounging to hope that I get at least one bit of prize money. Noosa was the biggest step stone in terms of confidence. To know that when I go out I can put down a run together and get involved in the tactics rather than just hanging on. So it really is a belief that stems from Noosa, and I think it's working at the moment, and each race only builds the confidence just that little bit more. But I am still wary that you know, form doesn't last forever, and there's nothing that hard work can't try and keep going.
Tell us about the three-way battle out there. What was going on?
I'll tell you what, I thought I was the fourth horse there. I mean, I absolutely was dreaming of a podium this weekend. When I was running with Vidal and Gomez at the start, I thought, well, this is exactly where I thought it would be. Vidal probably dropped off a little bit more than I thought he would, which was surprising, but he's obviously at a different stage in his year. But yeah, when Brian and Matt Chabot come through, I guess they were feeling strong in that last half, and I did drop off them on the second last hill on the way out, and I just had to use my long legs to get back to them on the downhill, and just thankfully they eased up a little bit on the last hill, and when it came to the downhill I just hit it, and I hit it as hard as I could, and Matt was the one to come with me, and he attacked me around the corner, and I swear to God, it was probably the hardest 500 to 1k left. I mean, there was no ease off, and I knew I couldn't because Brian would be right behind me, so it's just a bit of a scary last kilometre, but thankfully I got a bronze medal, which is fantastic.
What now?
We're going to do a little bit of I got recovery for a week, and then I'll go to Arizona and get ready for San Diego, because I guess that's where the goal was for the start of the season, is to perform well there.
So what did it mean to have Gomez in that field, mentally preparing for that race?
Absolutely. Gomez is the absolute class. We all know he is part of that trio that is the head and shoulders above. You know, he's in a hard training block and he still takes us out by a good margin. It changes the dynamics because I guess everyone's a little bit timid. I guess the trick is to not be scared of them guys. I mean, respect them no doubt because they are absolutely pure class, but the trick is just not to be scared of them. I mean, they are athletes, 2 arms, 2 legs, and at the end of the day, as I said, they're training, they're on the best equipment just as we are. But it's going to take something of hard work to try and get there. And I think we've really got to start to push amongst Australia as a group to try and bridge that gap.
Best result you've had in your career so far?
Absolutely. I mean, Noosa was most satisfying probably, but so far as ITU career is absolutely the best. I mean, a podium at a home World Cup. I guess as a kid you can't ask for more, so I'm very happy.
The time when you were out there and there was an opportunity to doubt yourself and fall off, I mean that's an experience you can take with you to another race too, isn't it? Yeah. But you know you've pushed through that once before.
That's the thing. I mean, the difference is, you know, is keeping that hunger in the belly, knowing that 4th is okay, but there's so much more adulation that comes from a 3rd place, and I've done that in races. I've been 3rd, I've been 5th, I've been 1st. There is such a difference, and if you're an athlete and you don't strive for that feeling of the difference between third and fourth, then you're not in the sport for the right reasons. It's not about participation now. It's about, I guess, striving for the better placing. And thankfully for mine was third, so I don't think I could have done any better.
Pete, you seem like a man that's not afraid to do a fair bit of racing in order to get fit. I mean, there's no secret you had a really heavy schedule before this weekend. How much was that playing on your mind before the race, that you've got a lot of racing in the legs, and if this is a hard course and it's very hot as well?
Yeah, I get that was probably one of my biggest fears, is coming to Mooloolaba. Of course, I've never done a course that doesn't suit me. It's no secret I'm not good on hills, but I was nice and comfortable on the bike. The run was hard. We're stemming back to Falls Creek in January, but I guess my heavy race schedule, I put that down back in December. That was my plan from the get-go. It had some supporters, it had some doubters. I've been, I guess, a little bit unsure when you don't see everyone else racing. I mean, everyone else is hiding away. I don't understand that. I don't think there's a point to hiding away. I mean, that stems from the culture of years gone by, where you had a bad race, you're all of a sudden not the athlete you once were, and I don't believe in that. I believe that you got to go to every race, you got to push yourself as much as you can. I mean, that race block that I've had, that was I couldn't have asked for it to go better, and it'll really set up for San Diego. I've got 4 weeks now until San Diego, so I can rest up now, and I can get 3 really good solid weeks that will bring up any fitness that I might have lost through a race period. So I guess what the others do in their race plans, that's for them, but I'm exceptionally happy with how my summer's gone, and ultimately I still think that it allows for a good London later on in the year, if I just have a break around about after Yokohama in that May, June time.
Thanks, guys.